Chapter 5, 182. For the greater good. Sonny froze, trying not to move a muscle. His face grew pale and solemn. What is going on? Master Veltha? The woman stared at his back. The blade of a slender saber pressed against Cassie's throat. She remained silent, as though unwilling to answer. However, Pierce spoke in her stead, a dark grin appearing on his lips. Don't worry, we'll tell you shortly. With that, he commanded 2 echoes to step forward. One was holding a large wooden box, its surface engraved with a complicated weave of a beautiful but disorienting pattern. The other was holding a folded piece of black cloth. Pierce carefully took the box, then placed it on the floor in front of him and closed his eyes for a moment. A loud click resounded from inside, and its lid rose by a few millimeters. He didn't touch it, though. Instead, the fearsome master sighed and took the folded cloth. Sonny stared at the wooden box with a bit of apprehension. What is that thing? Weltha finally spoke, her voice cold and even. It is a mirror trap, a very special artifact created by the elders of our great clan. With its help, we can capture and bind the prince. He blinked a couple of times, then forced out a weak smile. Well, that is good, right? Pierce snarled. Indeed. The problem is, the ritual requires some time to be performed, and that monster has proved to be too devious to be held back long enough for it to work. Every time we cornered him, he simply destroyed the vessel and slipped away, because we were always a step behind, and he was the one in control of the battlefield. The master smiled. Well, that is about to change. Sonny frowned. Behind him, Cassie suddenly spoke. You want to lure him into a trap by using us as bait. Weltha shook her head. Not you, Song of the Fallen. Just your companion. He is the one Prince Mordred wants, after all. The other knight chuckled. He is the one who caused all this. Isn't it only fair that he would be the one to end it? Pierce took a step forward and looked down at Sonny. I don't know why the bastard chose you as the final vessel, but from his actions, it is obvious that he is fixated on taking your body above all others. Why else would he have gone to such lengths to frame and excommunicate you, going as far as to risk sneaking into our camp? The mad prince is ill and unhinged. If we present an opportunity to possess you, he won't be able to resist. The master scowled furiously. And this time, we will be the ones in control. He won't escape us again, so you wouldn't mind making a sacrifice for the greater good, would you, awakened sunless? Sonny shivered and took an involuntary step back. However, there was nowhere for him to go. Wealthy and 5 echoes were behind him, blocking the path of escape. What if I do mind? Pierce smiled. Then Lady Cassia will tragically lose her life at the hands of the escaped murderer, while heroically assisting the great clan valor and saving lives, of course. And you will do as I say anyway, only after a few additional and very, very unpleasant steps. Cassie gritted her teeth, then shouted, Sonny, don't do it! In the next moment, Weltha moved her saber, making the blind girl fall silent. A drop of blood rolled down her neck. Quiet! Sonny froze, as if not knowing what to do. His eyes darted around the chamber, as if searching for something to save him, but there was nothing he could use. Only the 2 masters and the 10 echoes, all ready to pounce at him if he were to try something. He trembled, hesitated, and then suddenly hung his head, as if defeated. I'll do it. Just don't hurt her, please. That wasn't too much, right? Cassie struggled in Weltha's grip. Sonny, no! He looked back, a solemn expression on his face. When he spoke, his voice sounded stifled and frightened, but also certain and full of resolve. Almost heroic. It's all right. Don't be sad, Cassie. At least this way one of us will survive. With that, Sonny faced Pierce and shivered. What do I need to do? The fearsome master smirked, then handed him the folded piece of cloth. Good choice. Get down on your knees first. Sonny took the cloth and kneeled in front of the wooden box. Slowly, Weltha moved to stand side by side with Pierce, and the echoes dispersed, hovering near the walls as they surrounded him. He closed his eyes. Now what? Welda spoke, still holding Cassie with an iron grip. Pierce, meanwhile, bent down and put one hand on the lid of the box. Open your eyes, unfold the cloth, then look at the item inside. Don't think of playing any tricks. She moved her saber, making Cassie whimper. Sonny flinched but remained on his knees. Gritting his teeth, he glanced at the blind girl, then lowered his head and slowly unfolded the cloth. Inside, laying on the black fabric, was a single piece of a broken mirror. Sonny stared at it, and saw his pale reflection staring back. The masters tensed. And then, nothing happened. Well, of course it didn't. If Sonny had thought otherwise, he would have never allowed himself to end up in this situation. In fact, he was pretty sure that he knew what Mordred was planning, and why. For that reason, he believed that staring into a mirror was perfectly safe for him, at least right now. That's why he and Cassie had acted out this little performance, pretending to be frightened and clueless, or at least resigned to their fate. Sonny was actually pretty proud of himself. It seemed that his acting ability had really improved. That last line, especially. Such intensity. Cassie had done surprisingly well, too. Pierce and Welta stared at him, waiting for a sign that Mordred took the bait. However, after a few seconds of nothing happening, slight confusion appeared in their eyes, and then a hint of doubt. And then fear. Welta was the first one to understand. Her face paled, and she suddenly looked up, as if hoping to pierce countless layers of stone with her gaze, and see the fortified camp that they had left behind. Her lips trembled. No?